So we're recording. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I'm gonna show you quickly how this process works. I go to import GLTF, then I go to my 3D models, find out wherever I put the ones. Oh God, characters. We go. Scary look. Scary clothes on. Let's go to clothes on. So this is important. Merge vertices, so that way we get them as a merge the points that aren't overlapping, because the program doesn't know how to do it. So now you see that the character is important. Go to press key 1 to the side view. Then I'm going to grab this cube. I'm going to go shift tab, grab Z, so it first of all it snaps to grid, and then I'm moving it on axis. Now come back from outside from the snap to grid view, which is shift tab on a window. Select this guy and press number 1, and I'm now focus on him. So I'm going to go and grab Z, lift him up to the point there. So I'm going to grab Y, no, grab Z. So moving onto the center line. So I'm going to go to the top port. So I'm going to grab on Z, so his head is just there, and I'm going to go rotate on Z axis, so he goes like that. Alright, so now I'm going to come back to this view. I'm going to focus on him again. He's a little bit above the ground, but also I noticed that we've cut down his shoes. But I'm gonna grab down. It's set a tiny bit like there. Let's say about there, and then I'm gonna go to object with our cursor there in the 0 position. I'm gonna go to object, set origin to 3D cursor. And now we can say, now that you see that the little dot turned into there. So now I'm gonna save this, and I'm gonna put. So I have to go again with this. The file saving clothes on a post. I'm gonna put that. Scary Luke clothes on a pose, and I'm gonna click save the blender. Right, so now we're back in here. So normally I'll have this guy selected. I'm gonna work out. So he's currently under a meter sort, so that's not what usually I'd ask this point, I'll find out what how tall the person is, because it's important to get it right from here. So I'll just grab him with the point. Now that the center point, origin point, is at the middle of the legs there, I'm gonna go so scale, and I pull up. Let's say he's quite tall, so I'm gonna put him to 170. I'm gonna put him 1.8 meters. Right, now I'm gonna go with object and apply all transforms. Right, here we are. So now you can see that he's kind of rough. So that you can go tabs between the. I'm gonna go shade smooth, and that helps. It's an interpolation. And save, and then. I mean, this guy is pretty good, so we don't really need to cut anything off. So I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna hide the cube that I was gonna use for cutting, and I'm gonna check if his legs are alright. So his legs aren't. So I'm gonna. Oh, there's some stuff there. Look, so you need to grab those and X, delete vertices. There's quite a lot of stuff. So I'm finding, yeah, so cleaning up little bits like that. That's just came in. So you notice that there's holes between so I'm gonna go into side mode and select one of the with alt select, and then So it's taken me into this this cutoff line. That looks okay, so I am just gonna, in fact though, I'm kind of at this point I tend to clean up a little bit, so I'm gonna merge those vertices, merge these verts. Just gonna go around and tidying up a few so there's less activity, like so. So that the the trainer line is like a little bit more subtle in its jaggedness. So, and it looks at this, the stuff like this. So you can always select a point and go then dot and zooms in. I'm gonna make those merge, 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 and that way I am not and merge. See, there's stuff that I'd like, definitely like the merge, because they're like merge. There's a sort of merging point. Merge. Just tidies up a little bit, like this line. The stuff like this I don't like, you see. Okay. Now I got this one done, so I'm going to select Alt. So here we go, and then I'm going to extrude down to 0. Okay, that didn't work. Go front view and extrude down, take it to down like that, and then I'm gonna scale set and go completely even. Now we've got this little edge on that, and now I can go select Alt, like so. That whole ring is gone, and then I fill. Nice. Now we got a nice little sole for his foot. Go back to the other side, do the same thing. Here we go. I'm going to merge those, merge those, merge those, merge those, merge those. There's two really close together. Merge those. There's quite a few weird ones. There's something strange going on there, definitely. So we want both of those. Yeah, right, like that. That's why we're doing it, because there's like these weird little errors. And I want to just keep it like clean up. Because whatever chopping mechanism you're using, it just always generates a little bit of weird stuff. So here we go. That's quite good. That's all pretty good. Is there two there? Not sure if there was. No, there isn't. And here you see these two. I can just merge them, and that's yeah. Let's merge those. And those three. So what's this guy doing here? He's kind of on his own. So I'm going to merge him and that together. Not too sure. Those one as well. just gonna put a knife edge there to there, so it looks a little bit better. I'm just moving points around a little bit, so it's a bit more natural. Okay, and then now so I'm going to go the side way, and I'm going to select, oh that didn't go right. Oh, so there we are. One, go and extrude down here. Scale on Z and just scale this to 0 so they become 1. Grab all and to pull that like that. Maybe a little bit that way. Maybe scale it a little bit like that. Cool. And now select that again, that line, and now I'm going to fill. And now we've got a nice little sort of fill here. I'm going to save. Now it should be, the mesh should be fine. Well, let's see what else we got. Let's do, there's a lot of vertices where there's a need to be. Well, I'm not going to do anything about that, but I am, however, going to get the sculpt tool out, sculpt mode, and put it in a radius quite large and strength like quite low. See, like 0.1, and I'm going to go. Oh no, I got the wrong tool. That's bad. Select this. So the strength shall be 0.15. The radius is quite large, so I'm just gonna even out the problems here. So that it's not so jaggedy. So it doesn't need to be any too much like that. There's a logo there, so maybe that's a good thing to leave. Other than that, I'm just gonna go like, if you go too much, it'll just shrink the guy down, like I did a little bit on the arm there. But I do want to make it so that there's not like weird jaggedy edges anywhere with this, because we don't need them. About around the face and head. It's kind of subtle, this tool, or my use of it is. Some of the hair detail. Yeah. Oh, so what we got here? Strangeness. Just giving it a bit of a facelift. Even it out. Yeah, that looks reasonable to me now. I'm gonna save at this point the second file. Save as a copy. 1. So if you had to go back, it's not like right. There we go. So now notice, you notice there's lots of this like weird stuff like that seems like it's on the shading, but it's in the shading section, and that comes from the normal map. I'm just gonna go and just delete the normal map. We don't need it, and it just causes problems. I don't think it does. Polycom does the normal map very well. So now if we go, okay, they're still here, but at least we got rid of one texture that doesn't need to be here. Now I'm gonna like go to the edge mode, edit mode, and I do a little bit of these, pull in the. I've got to get the radius of this proportional editing feature down, and just pulling all these crevices up. That helps in the animation a bit, because whatever is on the corners there, like, you know, it just doesn't animate properly. So I tend to just pull the corner like crevices up quite considerably like this. that way. That way the other rigger just does a lot more better job because there's a separation. Alright, here we are again. Okay, so now I'm at a point where I can go to texture edit. Just like this funky looking jackety stuff. And I'm gonna go, so at this point you can get point somewhere and zoom onto that. Oh yeah, one thing I remember doing is the eyes, but I'm gonna go to do this sculpt, this, and you're gonna get the clone tool out. So let's do the texture. So I'm gonna go down the quite much. So I'm gonna copy, control point, and then I'm gonna get rid of all of this sort of stuff that doesn't look right. I don't know where that come from, but like it's clearly a texture error to me. There's quite a lot of it. For instance, like it's a bit like Photoshop. This you just fill it in bits that, and I try to go with usually with the quite a gentle strength on the brush, so you don't make too many mistakes or overdo it. So sometimes you don't really know what's like a good, just an artifact and what's in the texture, but you know, so it's a bit of a hit and miss stuff. It's kind of hard to learn an eye for it. Okay, so here we are now. Now I've done a few bits. Okay, the legs, there's quite a lot of errors there. So like here, just gently remove some of it and blend in what you can. Because the lighting obviously wasn't perfect, so now we got this. Oh, I just noticed I'm doing a bit of erroneous situation. So you want that, the size of the circle needs to be such that it doesn't go over the edge of the leg. Otherwise you get a, so the sampling area is what I'm talking about. If I'm sampling here, this area is where it's taken from. So if that's over the red edge, you'll get artifacts again. Same here. So I'm gonna focus on one of these points. So now I can rotate. Alright, so this is fucking mess everywhere where you look. Just jaggedy skin and look, texture. And as we go along, it just turns darker on the back side. Kind of laborious at points, but you know, that's what I've been doing now for years. I guess the idea is not to make it perfect, but to some degree better and pleasing, so there's not like obvious errors which will stand out. When you look at it. Okay, there we go. Now comes this quite an important bit. Oh, there's quite a lot of weird shit in here. Yeah, that sort of needs a little bit of tuck. And so, but right, now comes an important bit, because I basically now I'm saving this, but I also need to save this texture as a separate save as. I'm gonna put, it gives you this, and I'm gonna put scary look, scary look edited diff, edited diffusion, diffusion 1, and here you see the settings, and we save that. So now now it always saves on top of that, and that seems to matter a lot on the quality of the size of the image that you're getting, which is important. This. See, look, this is a bit of a mess, and now this is kind of hard to deal with. Don't really have a good solution for this, except that I just go put in that, changing around where probably not the best way, but I don't currently have anything better in my arsenal, so this is how I go. So you see, there you say not seen on edge now, because the texture paintbrush is partially over the sort of a so I keep clicking individually, because otherwise the point of reference changes as well, and I don't really want that. And see that there's a problem there, because I started going over there. The strange thing is that I don't really know how the sample the color from the other side, as it were, because it just won't do it. It just always goes to the same angle as you are. So alright, here we are now. We've got the hand. It's got quite a lot of bollocks going on here. Yeah, this is kind of hard, I admit, and not ideal, but I'm gonna do what I can to make it not like massive stand out. And then that I can not the best, but will work. Yeah, we've got lots and lots. fixing to do. Oh, and the whole arm. Fuck. Whole arm needs to be done. Yeah, and there's just such a variety of different color temperatures. It's kind of annoying. And then you start to, it's not going to go backwards because there's such a spillage. Look, so there's a line there that I just made accidentally by going too hectically fast. So there you go, and look, so you got these kind of freaking artifacts everywhere. That's not fun. Here I can actually... Alright. Got a bit going there. Alright, well let's say that's good now. So now I may have... let's keep going as it is. Alright, now let's focus on the face. It's pretty good. This is actually quite good. I'm gonna leave it as it is. Textures on this guy are amazing, and it is, yeah, so I'm quite happy with this. There's none of the... One thing I am going to do, I'm just going to save again, and same from the texture side. You always gotta remember to save the texture, otherwise you're going to be in trouble. So now I'm going to go to the modeling workflow and go to the face, then eyeballs, because usually you see the eyeballs are, see there, I need to grab that, bring it out a bit like that. I guess then that can come out. Oh, that was his eyelid. Oh, okay. Not the eyeball, that's the middle of the eyeball, that's the part I want out first. Because otherwise they kind of sink in there. See what I mean? This one is still, this one's one of the better ones, I gotta say. Scary looks, but a good poser. Alright. Alright. That's good enough, I think. Yeah, so that now concludes. Oh no, got a little texture painting over there still. Let's just go to texture painting. That's a little bit of funny dust looking. Oh no, that's okay. Nope. Clone brush again. So from there over that. Strange artifacts, neck artifacts. Alright, and then there's this shadow. Look, so there's a baked in shadow. Trying to minimize those sort of things as much as I can, because we don't really need weird baked in shadows. But if they are there, it depends on. Sometimes they're just too hard to get away, so it depends on the situation. Alright, here we are. Okay, save again. And save. And this guy is now. Oh, okay, remember, I'm going to go back to modeling. I always say that I was like I'm ready, but then I'm not. Right. So we could do that bit. I don't feel like I need for now. I'm just going to go with this and this. Select both of those and the right click and put them to unwrap faces. Unwrap. And then we go to the UV editing workplace, and here you see the 2 feet. You select all with A, scale them down. Quite small, even smaller than that, 'cause that's not very important texture. Then I got a couple of options. I can just move this about. I'll grab them and put them onto floor area. Yeah, so I'm going to put them into this case to this floor area here. Going to zoom in there and scale down again. And then remember that they're under between there because you don't see them very well. Go to texture paint mode, and so I think there's somewhere over here. Can't really see them. I think I can on this side, yeah. No, but you still can't see them, no way. I'm just gonna put the drop. I'm gonna go strength down, radius down. Oh, there they are. There they are. Look, so the 2 shoes. Nice. They're like so. And then save this again. And now I go to layout view again. I'll see that his shoes are new, just like new. So, okay, edit mode. I'm gonna go this, and I'm gonna triangulate faces. So now they are like not an ingons. All right, I'm happy with this guy now. So everything's done. So I'm going to select him, and I'm going to export. I'm going to export as GLB, and let's see. Include selected objects only. So that guy's involved, and that's the only one I got. And it comes as chosen as GLB, and I export that. Let's see how we get on. I'm going to go into this folder. So there we go. It's down to 3,200. Pretty good. All right. Now I'm going to take model viewer. But you will, okay. You want to see that. I'm just going to drop that in here. Oh no, not that one. This one. Not that one either. And boom. Download scene. Scary Luke's place on A post. Scary Luke. Zip, and now we got like this folder there. That's extract all, and here it is. I think at this point I'm gonna stop. And now I'm just gonna load this. Yeah, so I'm gonna load this to FileZilla. So quick connect to my server. Okay. And I'm gonna upload the HTML test. Test 2. I'm going to pull that onto here. And ta-da! No, there he is. If I now go to my studio, so if I now go to my Studio 771 website test 2, and somewhere over here is now supposed to be scheduled. There it is. Look, there it is. Close on a pose. Looking good. Nice. Oh, Windows Z. No, Alt Z. So stop recording.